This is the product water faucet from our reverse osmosis system. It works really good. We really like it. We've even, in our earlier video, showed how we connected it to a ice maker. But one of the things I want to mention is one of the things that has bothered me is the discharge water, the wastewater, which can be quite high, just goes into the drain. I'll show you underneath the sink here what I'm talking about. This red tubing, it goes up to the faucet up there and has an air gap in the way the faucet valve works. And so that when you get drainage, it comes down this black tube and it's hooked into the normal sink drain here. But that's always bothered me because of the volume of it can be quite high. And I think in this system, the specifications said only like 10% or something. It wasn't very much of the water that goes through it actually ends up as product water. The rest is going down the drain. So what I did is I added this T here. This is just a brass 3/8 inch T. And I ran that hose, or the tubing, excuse me, down underneath the house. In this case, we happen to have a dugout crawl space we're turning into a basement. And I'll show you what I did down there. Now we're under the house where I've been digging out the crawl space. See that clear plastic, or probably white tubing? It's 3/8 inch, that's what comes down from the sink that has the discharge water in. Now I just brought it over here. Comes down this pole. I've got just a ball valve here, simple valve. You can buy it at Home Depot or Lowe's. Now what I can do with that is, if I don't need any more down here, I can just turn that off and it will just back up and go down the kitchen sink drain out to the septic tank like normal. But when I want it, I have that open and it comes down here. As you will see here, I've got it going into this 5-gallon glass carboy. I happen to have this. It doesn't have to be this, it could just be a bucket or something. But what I've got is I've got a tube. If you look down near the bottom in there, that tube comes up and it's connected to this tube. And I got it set up so it will siphon. If I get the end of this below the water level in the tank, like this, it comes out. Bring it up above it and it stops. And I've got a indoor garden that I started a couple months ago. I can use this water for that garden. Now, what I've got going on in here, let me bring this tubing up so it won't drain on me. This is actually 3 tomato plants combined in this one pot. They did better up in the house than down here, but this is a lemon tree over here. These are radishes, lettuce, some peas, beans, squash, and cantaloupe have started. I've started some tomato plants here. I'm going to transplant outside. This is just more radishes and lettuce plants I'm going to transplant. I also have an outdoor garden. As you can see, if I have this tubing up high, nothing comes out. If I bring it down to the level of the plants, water flows out and I can water the plants with no problem. Just raise it up and it stops. Works real well. Now actually, what I'm going to do, let's get out here, because not everybody's going to have an underground garden in there. I just keep it parked in that carboy. Not everybody's going to have an underground garden under their house. So since where this comes down from upstairs is higher than ground level, I have an outdoor garden which is down a little bit lower in elevation. I'm going to set this up so we can actually run this on outside the house and also use that water to water the garden, because I'm producing more discharge water than I need. This carboy, it doesn't take long to fill up with the ice maker going and me drinking a lot of water. I'd like to comment for a minute on working with these fittings. This is a brass 3/8 inch T, but it's different than the one I had in the video that I used.
You can buy those things sometimes from the hardware store, sometimes from building supplies, or you can usually order them on Amazon too. But I just wanted to show you that I was using a push type fitting like this. This is a shark bite. And for these things, you just push in, you got to have a nice square cut in. You just push that in and it locks it in. And you're supposed to be able to just push that back down and get it back out. Now they make a special tool for that. I had a different brand I was using. I put all three sides in and it started leaking. I couldn't get it to stop leaking, then I couldn't get it out. So I had to cut it off, and I resorted to my faithful brass fittings. Now, if you're going to use these brass fittings with plastic tubing like that, I like to use these Delrin plastic compression sleeves, usually with an insert. Now, these fittings are always designed according to the OD of the tubing. The inside diameter will vary depending on the wall thickness that you're working with. But I usually put an insert in, have these Delrin compression sleeves, and just tighten that down. And the nice thing about this is, if you change your mind, it's not that hard to get it apart, get the sleeve off, and start over. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like it and subscribe. Check out our other links. We'd really appreciate it. Thank you.